I'm gonna be using these ornaments until I'm like 90 with 20 dogs and a goldfish. Hello everybody y bienvenidos a todos. My name is Krystal and this is the Ray and the Sol. It is officially the end of 2020. God. But it's also a very festive time with different holidays celebrated all over the world. Not only is it one of the most wonderful times of the year, but it's also one of the most wasteful. And here are a couple of facts to prove why. So speaking about waste, when you throw something away, it doesn't magically disappear. It varies in each country, but the US takes their waste to landfills in the US or it ships it globally to other parts of the world. This process increases methane and carbon dioxide, and this gets released into our air, which increases our Earth's temperature. Landfills pollute our beautiful oceans. This is something we've known for a very long time, but this year, one particular topic that's really being brought more into light and that's really being discussed, researched, and talked about is environmental racism. There's so much to say about this topic, but basically Black, Indigenous, and people of color communities are, disproportionately affected by the production of plastic. They're consuming plastic without even knowing it, and the disposal of waste is harming these communities and harming their environment. Ay, me champurrado. I'm okay. I know that was a little intense for an introduction about gift giving. It's important to have an idea about how overconsumption is just normalized. I really encourage you guys to read more about the topics that I've discussed. Knowing where your products are coming from, how they were made, how they got there, all of that stuff. Those are the tools that you can use in order to make sure that you're making important decisions this holiday season. So this is my list that I created in order to be more sustainable on a budget. So my first recommendation, starting off strong, are plants. Look at how it just adds so much positivity in the room. I feel like you just can't go wrong whether they're fresh cut flowers or if they're in little pots like this. I'm very fortunate to live in Los Angeles where there is a flower district. There are many local florists that sell plants in bulk or just singles. I specifically got a succulent for my best friend who does not have a green thumb and would probably destroy anything else besides a desert plant. I got her a little thrift store bought pot. Even though this gift is already perfect by itself, I thought it'd be more important to support a small business this year. I found the store on Etsy. Etsy helps me find sustainable small businesses online. I also like this one because it was located in California. For my next recommendation, it is the gift of experience. This is honestly probably the best option. You can personalize your gift to whoever it is and whatever they like. You can literally do anything from going out to eat, to road tripping, to going to the beach, to having a picnic on the beach. And I know for me right now, it's December 2020 and it's very different this year. But my point is, you could go anywhere. It's just the time being spent together. That's the gift itself. Aww. So one of my most favorite places in the world are probably thrift stores. Honestly, I think this is such a great option to find really unique and really cool vintage gifts. Sometimes you can even find things that are literally not even used. Like this really cute woven beach bag. Like this Elvis record. Or this really cute or this really cute porcelain, whatever this is. Finding goods that haven't been used is really cool, but so is finding like really vintagey items, like this little compact. Or finding this camera. I literally found this at a thrift store with the case still in great condition, and the camera itself was almost perfect. During this holiday season, a lot of fashion warehouses have these like defect warehouse sales. So what these warehouses do is literally sell the garments that have, almost minor imperfections, but they're not good enough to sell in actual retail stores. If you are looking for a particular gift, one thing that you can also do is purchase used items online. So for my first example is this really cool Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse animation book. I actually got this for my brother because he is the biggest nerd. So from my personal experience, when I've ordered used books online, if I see that something is very acceptable or is in like very good condition, they're almost perfect. The only actual imperfection that I found was on the corner of the book. There was like a slight tear. It's still in great condition, and I know my brother won't even care. So another gift that I purchased used online were movie posters. This is very specific because I have a friend who collects these and puts them all over his room, so I thought this would be a great gift for him. One of his favorite film directors is Pedro Almodovar, so I decided to get the 2 posters that are his favorite films by this film director. One of the movie posters came in this really protective tube, so I'm just gonna use this somehow as the gift wrapping. If you're someone who really enjoys DIYs and all that creative stuff, why not make something handmade for somebody this holiday season? There's something just so special about getting something made especially for you. As cheesy as it sounds, it's the love, man. It's the love. So one thing that I made in particular this year that my friends really liked were like scrunchies. I think scrunchies are really trendy right now, and they're really simple to make, and they're hella expensive when it only takes like 25 cents to make. I already showed this in a previous video, but this is genuinely one of my favorite gifts that I've ever received. There was a period where I was really obsessed with this film, and my mom went through the trouble of making this for me. I've had this for years, and I will always keep this. Another item that you can easily create at home are gift baskets. You can find random things like this in your apartment, just like how I did, or you can go to thrift stores and get woven baskets like this. You can literally put anything in your gift baskets, which leads me to my next recommendation. So one very popular category to give during the holiday season are beauty products. The sustainable, low-waste beauty industry is overly saturated. It is overly saturated with beauty product options. There are honestly so many that I've tried and I've used, but here are a few that I recommend. I feel like I'll always be recommending LUSH because I feel like this brand is so accessible to many people around the world. They have a lot of products that are plastic free, including bath bombs, bars of soap, bath oils. Their plastic bottles are actually recycled from 100% of post-consumer plastic. So if I ever purchase LUSH, I do that in person, and if I ever purchase, from small businesses, I try to do that as much in person as well. I try my best to look specifically for Black, Indigenous, and people of color businesses. This particular business is my go-to. I'm very lucky to have them available at my local farmers market. They are Hispanic just like me, and it's always awesome to support, your community. For all you nail polish lovers out there, I have tried 10 over 10 nail products, and I absolutely love them. They are a female-owned nail and beauty company that contains environmentally friendly packaging, and they're committed to limiting non-recyclable waste. It's unfortunate, but there are lots of curbside recycling programs that don't accept the nail polish containers because they're considered like hazardous waste. So a couple reasons why I use 10 over 10 is because it's available at my local Target store. And they have also partnered up with Chemwise so that they can help customers recycle their own nail polish bottles, the plastic caps, the brushes, and even other company bottles. And then sticking with the nail polish theme, this is a soy and water-based nail polish remover. It's more gentle on the nails, and it doesn't dry it out. It doesn't have this strong chemical scent that the regular acetones have. There are other brands out there, but this is the one that had worked best for me. One final tip for you guys would be to check out websites. I think this is a great way to see more options. Two particular ones that I recommend are Earth Hero and Public Goods. Public Goods is committed to minimal packaging with no packaging peanuts or bubble wrap. Their items come in sugarcane bottles, and every ingredient is toxin free. All of its house cleaning products are designed to be refillable, and you can literally find anything from food to vitamins to pet stuff. Earth Hero has a little bit more of a variety. They're actually a member of the 1% for the Planet, which means that they donate 1% of annual sales to organizations that give back to the planet. They help you narrow down your searches, and they have everything from tech stuff to baby stuff. You just gotta check it out. Now it's time for the gift wrapping portion. As you can see, I have started a fire like the proper pyromaniac that I am. These are a couple of the tools that I grabbed from around my place to get started on the gift wrapping. This is literally everything that I own, so if you're thinking of robbing me, you'd be very disappointed. I upcycled an old compostable packaging. The macrame went at the bottom of the box while the plant fit perfectly on top. I covered the box with some of the beige fabric, and I cut a long piece from the green fabric to create a ribbon. As you can see from my excitement, I was really happy with how cute it came out. Wrapping the book was a little trickier, but I used an old cardboard packaging for the box. I wrapped the book with old newspaper instead of tissue paper. Then I cut up this old paper bag into a square for the wrapping, and I even ended up using some more newspaper for the wrapping as well. I loved the green ribbon idea again, and I even used some string to intersect with the ribbon and threw on one of the macrame ornaments. Like I said earlier, I'm using the hard container that the posters came in for the packaging. I wrapped it up in the beige fabric, tied it up a little here and a little there, and then ta-da! Love it! This was the easiest one so far. With the remaining paper from the bag that I had cut up earlier, I wrapped up the letter quite beautifully, if I do say so myself. I closed it without using any tape. I used some string, and then I topped it up with some beautiful greenery. I repurposed this old container as the packaging for some scrunchies. This is great because the mason jar can be used afterwards by the gift receiver as well. I decorated the outside with some beige fabric and even made a big bow for the very top. Now, in order to make sure that the king stays in one piece, I put a couple of firm cardboard pieces to stop the present from bending and possibly breaking. I used a thicker beige material scrap that I had left over to wrap the record, and it fit perfectly. I wrapped the fabric up without using any tape by using the string again, and I topped it off with some, you guessed it, some greenery. I used the other end of the compostable packaging for this gift. I also used the paper that the holly berries and the pine leaves were wrapped in. They created some volume and cushioning for the box so that the soy nail polish remover and the nail polishes wouldn't move around. I used the last piece of green fabric for the exterior, some string to tie it up, and then the beige fabric for the ribbon. I hid some scrunchies in the porcelain pot and placed it into an old upcycled cardboard box along with the vintage compact. Since I ran out of fabric, I used an old silk scarf and tied it up to the best of my abilities. I did not use any type of technique, but furoshiki is a popular way to wrap gifts. It's a traditional Japanese style of wrapping items for transportation. Now for my last gift, it was going to be a little easier because I already had the packaging ready for the gift basket. It was all of a matter of, organizing the gifts to create a presentable little masterpiece. The bath bombs went into their original bags that I bought them in, and I even added a couple of holly berries and the pine leaves. I also added a bouquet of dried lavender that I got earlier this morning from the farmer's market. Overall, I was really happy how everything came out. You can use these gifts and gift wrapping ideas for the holidays or honestly for just gifts in general. Thank you guys for sticking with me throughout the end of this video. All of this was a lot of fun. I'm really happy with how everything turned out. So if you guys have any advice for me, any tips, if you found anything in this video useful, please go ahead and let me know down in the comment section. I hope everybody has a very safe holiday season, and if you don't celebrate anything, happy December. Is that normal? If you kind of like this video, please go ahead and throw me a thumbs up and subscribe. Bye everybody, and thanks for watching. Thank you for staying up with me until no, wait. It's 6 a.m. Yo, can you believe that?